flash photography is not unique at all. Hello and welcome to the end of season awards for the inaugural Fraud of the Year for the season 2018-2019. I'm delighted to be bringing you the first ever edition of this award today, and I'm bringing you another two later on this week. But without further ado, let's get on to the first award. It's an award that many people have been sought after in the season 2018-19 by many a people within the world of football, but only one person can pick up the accolade of Fraud of the Year. So for the inaugural Fraud of the Year awards, here are your nominees for the 2018-19 season. Robbie Muirhead. Paul Hartley. Saido Berahino. And Robbie Nielsen's Funhouse. The first nomination of this year, Robbie Muirhead, sprung back into the Scottish football scene when Alan Johnson made him his final signing as Dunfermline Athletic manager, all the way back at the end of August in 2018. The boy went on to prove that he's a pretty useless footballer overall, and his most useful performance for Dunfermline came against Greenock Morton in December 2018, where despite not scoring a goal all game, proved that he was at least a tad bit useful. But as I mentioned, playing against Greenock Morton, that links us in very well with the next point, as in June 2019, Robbie Muirhead signed for Greenock Morton. He's a fantastic footballer, he's a cultured player, he's skillful and he's quick. No really, I am reading David Hopkin, the new Morton manager's thoughts on Robbie Muirhead. Quick, cultured footballer, skillful. David Hopkins definitely been on the brandy, shandy, beer and the whiskey with that one, because Robbie Muirhead is certainly not any of the aforementioned words. Shit is the word that I'd most likely use for him. The next nomination is Paul Hartley. The man made his fraud stock rise in 2018-19 with his glorious attempt at being manager of Falkirk FC. And not only just their manager, but one of the worst in their recent history, despite not really being there for that long in the 2018-19 campaign. He certainly ruffled a lot of feathers. I think it's fair to say that. He was at the club when the famous Falkirk Youth Academy were smashed to smithereens, and that doesn't even scratch the surface with our Paul. He's only just getting started. Hartley began the 18-19 campaign by signing absolute duds from lower league English football, most of which he had barely seen play in person. Just going off of YouTube highlight reels was the key scouting component in Paul Hartley's recruitment process. And I mean, come on, I think we could all put together one of them. I played for Tillerwoody Hearts 12 years ago and scored one goal in my full career, and I could probably put together a pretty decent YouTube highlight reel. We all know where Falkirk have ended up, but Falkirk fans definitely feel that Paul Hartley had a massive part to play in Falkirk's eventual demise. To finish us off here, here's words spoken from a Falkirk fan and a subscriber to the channel. Even after being sacked, the greasy wee has the cheek to come out and complain about managers not having enough time. These comments seem heavily aimed at Falkirk, and it is laughable that he thinks he deserved one more second than what he got. The man ruined Dundee and then did the same with Falkirk. A poor excuse of a football manager, and whichever club takes him next will have some balls. Thank you and good night. Saido Berahino is the next nominee for Fraud of the Year, and by crikey, has this guy had a weird footballing career so far. As I said, Berahino's had a very weird footballing career to date, spiking at one end and then completely flopping at the next. Drink driving charges, allegedly being a bit naughty when it comes to the ladies, and then also, at the end of the season, being sacked by Stoke City Football Club, as they couldn't even be bothered with his antics anymore. Fraud is the word we use to describe the folk in this award, and I'm certainly sure that our man Sido is definitely one of them. Speaking of frauds, this year's final nominee, Robbie Nielsen's Funhouse. Robbie Nielsen's Funhouse. I mean, Callum is his real name, but that's only when he doesn't want to hide behind another man's face in his Twitter profile picture. Not only does our mate Callum like a good Robbie Nielsen profile picture, but he also loves a good reaction clip to my reaction to Nicky Clark's goal against Dunfermline Athletic, my beloved team. And this is not me just saying this, he has literally admitted to me on Twitter that his Twitter profile lives off of my reaction clip. See lads, fraud. Big massive tangerine fraud. But that is that for the nominees in this year's Fraud of the Year award. It's now time to reveal the winner of this year's Fraud of the Year award. The award that everyone in their dug wants to get their hands on. Of course, a trophy purchased from Poundland and redesigned using the finest masking tape, felt tip pens and sellotape that there is. All for your viewing pleasure. Wow, you lot are a lucky bunch. But anyway, without further ado, over 360 votes were cast, with 34% of the vote, and pipping second place by a minuscule 4%. This year's winner of the Fraud of the Year award is Robbie Muirhead. Unfortunately, Robbie can't be here to pick up his award tonight, but I will say this, at least the Robbie who did win this award was a man whose birth name is actually Robbie, and not a man trying to hide behind the man's Twitter profile picture that isn't even his own. Ain't that right, Funhouse?